This Starrcast show, just like all of our Starrcast shows, are available at adfreeshows.com.
The end of ECW, you had exited the company and you come back for the final what turns out to be the final pay-per-view in Hammerstein. Why make that decision to come back, and memories of that last night? Because that, there were a couple of shows after that, but the last televised essence of ECW is that last match. And that's what people kind of remember until you talk Vince into bringing the company back. Talk about that final match, and obviously there were a lot of emotions going on at the time. The company was kind of on its last legs, financial issues, but in the ring, in front of those fans, no one would ever think that. And that energy level never dissipated, especially in New York City. Memories of that last match that you guys have in the ECW setting.
Yeah, I mean, that was awesome. I mean, those were all fun times, but when I see footage of like that night and other nights around that time, but especially that night, I feel the energy just watching it. I'm up there, punching my fists up in the air, boom, and the crowd is just like screaming. It's so loud. And it was the right thing to do. A few weeks before that, I had said, okay, I'm done, because I was getting paid, but not everything. I was getting paid to wrestle, but I wasn't getting any of the royalties from the merchandise, and that was adding up, and it had added up over 6 digits, and I was at a point where I'm like, first off, I knew that the ship was going down. I just jumped off it right before. But also, it was like I'm just digging a deeper hole the more I work, even, and so I was like, yeah, if you can't make this right, then, thank you, I'm good. And that was just a couple of weeks before. They did a pay-per-view. It was the right thing to do, though. I had gone to Thailand 2001, and I was filming Black Mass 2,
right?
What's that?
Black Mass 2.
Yeah, Black Mass 2. And then when I came back, there was a pay-per-view. It was good business, first off, because I told Paulie he had to pay me twice as much. And because he owed me so much money, I said that I got to have cash. I got to have it at the building. I got there, and I said, where's the money? And he says, I'm going to send it. I said, I told you cash. He goes, I didn't know you meant cash.
That's Paulie.
Did you get the cash?
No, I got a check.
Well, about 2 weeks, maybe it was a week before, someone called me and said, did you hear? I said, what? He says, we're not getting all our pay at the pay-per-view. I said, really? So I was so frustrated, because we were already like a couple months behind in pay. And I didn't want to even go, so bad that I forgot to pack my tights that night. And then I had to wear the Musketeers workout pants because I had no tights. And everyone's going, what's with the new look? I'm like, I forgot my tights. But so I got to the building and I hightailed it and found Paulie, and I said, so is it true? He says, what, that we're not getting our full pay? And he says, yeah. I said, well, crap. I said, I don't know if I'm working tonight. And he says, well, why don't you just think about it? And so I went around and talked to everyone. I even talked to you, and I told you what was going on. And you said, hey, you were all, you said, I don't blame you if you don't want to work. And you were cool with it even. And so I went back to Paulie, and I told him, I said, hey, it's nothing personal. It's just business, but I'm not working tonight. And then we talked. He says, well, you sure? It's going to be great. And I asked him, what am I going to do? And he says, you and Rob in the main event and stuff. And I said, I don't know. Finally, he said, well, if I give you your full pay in cash before the show, will you do it? And I said, yeah. And he came up and handed me the cash. And so
he did have cash.
That's why you got a check. He had Jerry.
Yeah, he had cash.
Cash. There you go. So ECW goes away, but you guys get to reunite in the ring a couple of different times, WWF and then an Impact. What's the difference beyond the energy level of the audience in terms of creativity, and how frustrating is it to kind of go back and not be able to push yourselves the way that you did and have that endurance creatively, and not to have the time that you had? Like, is it frustrating to go back and revisit that but kind of have handcuffs on yourselves?
Yeah, because when we worked the Sunday Night Heat match, they gave us like 6.5 minutes, and we went to Paulie, and he got us an extra 3 minutes. But then when it aired, they edited out 3 minutes, you know? And so it was like, what? You know?
See what happens?
So
you go against
there's
the office?
the time constraints and stuff. We had the freedom to go out there and do what we wanted, but not the freedom for the amount of time we wanted or needed, you know?
Yeah. And then, you know, like in Impact, we had a lot of time and freedom to do what we wanted to, but it's really not the same when you're not in front of the ECW crowd. You know what I mean? Like the crowd is part of the experience when you're in Philadelphia or any of those shows.
At that time, any city, you know.
Yeah. But so then, you know, to try to recreate the moment at Universal Studios in front of a crowd, you know, that's there to go on the roller coasters and, you know, got in free. That changed the experience so much. But I love the match still.
Oh, yeah. And by that time, I had been gone from Impact for so many years. When I went back, I felt like the majority of the crowd didn't have a clue who I was.
That night, Jerry told me he was retiring. I was like, no, dude, come on. And he said he was like, nope, no, I'm gone. And he told me that he had stopped working out because he didn't want to. You didn't want to start feeling good and be tempted and start taking bookings again. So he said he quit working out. So he's wearing a shirt that night. And I don't know if you remember, but during that match with Impact, I thought it was funny. I kept like trying to pull his shirt up every time I did.
I don't have a tan. I don't have a tan. I'm Yeah, I quit working out because every time I'd start working out, I'd start feeling great. And I'd go, well, maybe I can stretch it a little longer. I'm like, nope, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to push my luck.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.